chaotic situation where there are earthquakes all over the place and huge floods and everything's unstuck. So, but nevertheless, the star alignments work for that 10,500 date. But because of these various, let's say, these mitigating factors, I don't like that date. But the only other choice is to push it back another full precessional cycle, which is effectively 26,000 years. That gives you 26,000, that gives you 36,000 BC, which corresponds to the Egyptian texts themselves. So even though it looks outrageous, particularly to an academic, to me, it's the more plausible of the possible scenarios, and it just remains to be seen, if we're able to actually date this thing.
The age of Leo marks the beginning point of the vast celestial cycles known as the precession of the equinoxes. The Sphinx, as the marker of Leo, demonstrates a knowledge of complex celestial mechanics and the observation of phenomena spanning tens of thousands of years. Evidence of Egypt's inheritance of a massive body of knowledge, both material and esoteric, is literally everywhere. The intricate and highly developed lessons contained in this majestic and enigmatic monument speak to a sublime understanding of both the physics and metaphysics of man and his role in the universe.
Another important piece of evidence is this peculiar, rough construction buried in the heart of the Red Pyramid of Dashur, built by the father of Khufu, Seneferu, around 2500 or 2600 BC. This is always called a plundered tomb chamber. However, the blocks that comprise it have already been weathered, and yet they're completely protected by the pyramid built over it. For that weathering to occur, they have to have been exposed to the elements for a very long period of time. So what we have here is a prior construction, megalithic in its appearance. It looks rather like the barrows of England and Scotland and Wales, like Newgrange, rather than a typical interior chamber of a classical Egyptian pyramid. And yet, there is nothing to explain how it could get weathered. It could not get weathered if it were just a part of a single stage of pyramid construction. It just didn't make any sense. There should be other stuff laying around. It's a tomb chamber. Where's the remains of the sarcophagus and all of that kind of stuff? And I just couldn't look at it, and I scratch my head and puzzle over it. And then on one of the trips a couple of years ago, there was somebody with me, was the editor and publisher of Atlantis Rising magazine, and I